I had this all ready to go. Oh,
What's up, guys? I am joined this week by a few more people than usual. That is because we're going to talk about the Destiny beta.
woo!
Yay!
So, to my left, the usual, who will also have very little to contribute to this episode because he has not played Destiny, the one and only Sir Rob Butler.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? Yeah, my PlayStation is actually right here. Has been unplugged for a few months. Yeah, so I actually haven't played Destiny. I really want to. I really want to play it, but yeah, sorry.
Sinner. And then,
Well, dude, Aren't we all?
no, I'm not.
Holier than thou much.
Uh, and then Sir Josh Moores. Did I
Hello.
say that last name correctly, sir?
Yes, you did say
Yes.
that correctly.
He is also. We actually have played
I
some
like.
of
Hold
the
on, hold on a
Destiny
second.
beta
I like
together.
the. I
Yes, we
like
have.
the. I like the photo, the poster behind Josh. It just says Jesus.
And the sir who knows about all video games, according to his Twitch page, because it's called Joe Knows Games.
Joe knoweth the games.
What's up, guys?
Mr.
How's
Joe
it going?
Morgan.
Evening.
And
It's been a
last
while,
but,
Joe. Glad to have you back.
Yeah, it's good to
but
be back.
definitely not
I'm not.
least,
I'm not at the
as I
beach
talk over
anymore.
everybody, Darman Smith. How you doing?
Yes. I'm doing
Uh,
great. A lot of questions for you guys because I haven't played the game yet either, but I've got some questions written down somewhere hidden on my phone, and I'll pull them up when ready.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's just, for those of us that have played it, we'll do real quick kind of first impressions. For those that have played the alpha but haven't gotten to the beta, there's really not a lot difference. You're kind of playing in the same area. The beta does start you a little sooner than what the alpha seemed like it started because you had a few things that you don't get till kind of midway through the beta. You already had those in the alpha. So, Josh, first impressions. What do you think so far of Destiny?
I think it's a pretty good overall game. I'm mostly like a multiplayer type guy, so I'll play a lot of Crucible a lot. And one thing I don't really like about the Crucible when I was playing, a lot of people, like if they're about to die, they'll spam their supercharge on you, and they'll just like defeat you immediately, and then you're like, oh man, I wanted to finish off that guy. And the maps I would say, are pretty fun overall, and I like how in the Crucible you can use like the vehicles and move around a lot, and I like the how it started off, the scenery and everything like that.
Joe, what about you? What do you think so far of the Destiny?
Well, for those of you that haven't read my article up on Geeks Under Grace, shameless plug there. I really like the story-driven content myself. Of course, we don't know how cheesy it's going to be or not yet. We've got this traveler that's kind of this entity we don't know. We've got the speaker that we're taking orders from, and who knows if he's actually guided by the traveler. Who knows? So we're guardians and we're going out and we're doing all this stuff. But you're able to easily jump into fire teams with friends on your friends list. I think that's really slick. The stuff that has me nervous about the game is that I'm more in it for the story-driven content, the co-op content, and less for the Crucible stuff. And it looks like they are going to be trying to focus their player base heavily into that Crucible for in-game content. If you look at the vendors in the tower, a lot of them are selling max level gear for that requires PvP participation. And I don't necessarily want to do that. I want to play through this story-driven content with my friends.
Right.
So I'm a little nervous about that.
Well, do you have a feeling that it's kind of like how most MMOs are, is that that's all, hey, I've finished the story, so now let me go do this PvP stuff?
Yes, a little bit, but if you if you look at these big MMOs, WoW is a classic example, but any MMO that I can think of, they've always got the PvP arenas that are there if you want to do them. But a lot of the content is, I mean, there's enough PvE content to last months. Raids, and I guess that's strikes for this, and that sort of thing. And I'm just afraid that this content's going to run dry really quick once we get the game in a couple months.
Yeah, I know they have the expansion stuff. That seems that they're going to kind of not long after the game's out, kind of start releasing some of these new expansion content stuff. So hopefully that'll give a longer lifespan of the game. Because I'm interested to see, because the big thing that they said early on is that Bungie is going to support this game through content for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
And so I'm interested to see how that's going to do. And in the console shooter market, there's so many shooters that start off big and then within months are back. Like Titanfall is a great example. I highly enjoyed that game. It's probably been a month since I've played it last, and it was only like one day. Before that, when that game come out, March? May was probably
something like that.
May might have been the last time I played that game before last week.
See, that's what all my friends play though. So I'm on Titanfall 3 or 4 nights a week. If they end up moving to Destiny,
that's live streaming.
Hey, I live stream it with them. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't really live stream a lot of multiplayer with them. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, that's true.
Get on that. I totally dropped the ball on that with you. I think it was last week we were going to try and play Team Fortress.
Yeah, we never got around to it. I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so maybe we can try to do it in a couple weeks.
I might be down to play a little TF2.
Well, we can get
Rob, you and I must talk.
I've been
Side
known to
note.
snipe a bit.
Now that I know we can do group quick plays through the internet, we might have to set up a TF2 quick look.
I would be okay with that.
Yeah, same here.
So right now the beta, actually till Wednesday, it's actually in maintenance, which is weird that it's like a 2-day drop. Hopefully they'll expand the level cap. Right now in the beta, level cap is level 8, which
How
is
hard
cool.
is it get to get level 8?
Not long. Like the day it came out.
Then okay.
Yeah.
Then yeah, it'll be
Which
higher.
to me, I think level 8 is just good enough that you get kind of a quick feel of what your character can do, because by then you've gotten your ability and like a couple of other add-on like power-ups that kind of help that out, some of your other perks. Because it's giving me a chance. Like I've played as the Titan, and I really like the Titan's little power move where you do the like jump slam on the ground.
Yeah.
But I've started as the hunter, and I'm about level 5 or 6 right now as the hunter. I like their little golden gun that they get. I hope eventually you will get a power up or something that gives it more ammo, because right now after 3 shots it's done.
Yeah, I think some of the later game stuff that you get. I got an assault rifle at level 8 that was noticeably more powerful and faster than what I had at level 3.
Yeah, and then something else I thought was weird, that I hope that they will increase the level cap in the beta. I have a rifle on my Titan that's a level 10.
The level cap's another thing that makes me nervous.
Yeah, I think they said that it might be 20 or 30 initially, but then as each expansion comes out, that will add to the level cap. I don't know if it'll be like another 5 levels or whatever.
I'd say at least 10.
Yeah, but I want to say that I remember reading about that.
Yeah,
something
it kind of
else.
sounds like they're taking a note.
Come back.
Say that again, Darman.
It kind of feels like that Bungie is taking a note from Gearbox. The way that they released some of the DLC kits for Borderlands 2, with adding 10, 15 levels, expanding a little bit to some of the other abilities that your character can utilize.
Yeah, and I think for a great console shooter that feels like an MMO, like Borderlands is the one to look at. Um,
Josh, move your mic.
because I've put like 50 plus hours on the PC, probably another 50 plus hours on the 360 version of that game. I've went out and bought all the add-on content as it came out. And Destiny does feel a little bit like that. Like, hey, let's get a couple guys together and we'll team. It is still a little weird while you're playing and seeing just random dudes run by you.
Yeah, I had a buddy that I live stream with on occasion, and he was griefing people. Like, he would wait till they started to take on some mobs, and he would snipe them. He would take the loot, take the experience, and go.
That's hilarious. So one big thing that you kind of will notice initially in the beta, they did change, they did refine Peter Dinklage's voice. Sadly, though, they took out one of the greatest lines ever said by a human being. He's a wizard from the moon, or a moon wizard or something. Yeah. So that line appears to no longer be in
I'm just
there.
Harry.
And that's I found that funny how everybody was complaining about that. I was like, don't you know what a video game alpha is? Of course it's not going to sound good.
Already the first pass. Yeah, that first pass that they've done in his voice for the beta already sounds a lot better.
Yeah. And something else. The music. Oh my God. I forgot how awesome. What's his name? The guy that used to be the...
Martin O'Donnell.
Yeah, Marty O'Donnell. The music is so great in this game, it's distracting.
The first time I heard it swell up, I thought, wow, that is just like Halo.
Yeah, like
Halo
I think
had some pretty good music.
I think didn't it get like pretty intense, like when we was fighting the big four-legged tank thing. There was some pretty like, oh, bum, 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 you know. I was like, yes, I want to kill things.
Yeah, I hope it gets its own distinct sound. You know, like Halo had the oh.
Yes.
I want that for Destiny.
Like they need that in the kind of lobby room where it's all your ships.
Yeah.
When you're flying around. Like that's where that needs to be. Because that'd be a good like just kind of easy listening. Like, oh, I've got it going on. I'm waiting for some guys to come on. Let me listen to this music.
But like we mentioned Dinklage a minute ago. He's got some big boots to fill. I mean, if you look at just Bungie fans alone, he's competing against Cortana.
Yeah.
So he's got his work cut out for him.
Now, do you think, like something I wish, and I'm not sure if it's going to be, I kind of don't like the fact that your character doesn't really have a voice.
If you watch the cutscenes, he does.
Oh,
Yeah.
he does? Okay. Because, yeah, I do want to kind of eventually get that, because I think what made Cortana so great was that, like, back and forth between her and Master Chief.
Yep.
And it's like, say what you want about 4. I know a lot of people didn't really overall like 4 as much. But, man, like, Cortana was awesome in that game.
Yes.
So yeah, he does have some big boots to fill. I would love to eventually see, and it could just be one of those things that like your character might actually have some dialogue while you're playing. They've just not put it in for the beta. Because I do want to see that. I do want to see.
Don't get distracted.
The more comment. The more.
Wow, you guys are getting distracted by that comment.
Look, something shiny. The more story content and the more voiceover that they've got to be able to drive the narrative, in my mind, the better the end product is going to be. I actually really enjoyed the whole Halo trilogy and this 4. I'm going to end up getting that Halo collection, the Master Chief collection, when it comes out, and I'm going to try to play through everything before 5. But I've liked all the Halo stories, and that's
Yeah, and like something else you'll kind of notice in Destiny, kind of off the bat, they've went out and they've gotten some great voice actors or actors in general that have been in previous games. You have Terrence Stamp. He's voicing like I guess he's supposed to be the head. What is your character called?
Guardian.
The Guardian.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be like the head guardian or something, or like the voice of the protector. What's the thing called? The big moon.
The Traveler.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like the voice of the Traveler,
The speaker.
and he was one of the prophets in Halo 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
And
played
there's
Halo.
also one of the vendors is Zoe from Firefly.
I did not catch that.
Yeah, I forget
What?
which vendor she is. And then the first little, when you get to like level 4 and you can go back to the one area and start doing like the side missions and stuff.
Yeah.
There's that one where you have to like go scan like munitions or something. It's by a box near the like one of the ridges. That voice, I forget who that actress is, but she's been in like Halo 2 or Halo 3. She was in one of the Bungie Halo games. So they've gotten some pretty top-notch like voice acting. And Nathan Fillion is supposed to be somewhere in this game.
He's done a lot of stuff in Bungie games in the past.
Yeah, he was the main guy in Halo Odds.
I like ODST. I really liked ODST.
Silence.
Yeah, that's the actual one Halo I've not played.
That was the one Halo I enjoyed a little bit. Yeah.
I've never played Halo. This is like my first Bungie game I've played.
Oh man.
Oh
Halo-
my goodness.
I enjoyed
What is
Halo
wrong
too.
with you?
I enjoyed
I
Halo
didn't have an
too.
Xbox. I only had PlayStation when I was younger.
Same here. I still played Halo,
That's what's wrong with this.
and I still hated Halo.
Hey, that's okay. You're gonna get a chance. I mean, you've already experienced some Bungie at
Yeah,
this
I'm really-
point.
I'm really
And-
liking it.
In 2 months, you're gonna get the full blown.
Mm-hmm.
$60 game.
Yep. I'm curious how they're gonna do the DLC and the expansion stuff. Like, I don't know.
Think you're gonna
You know.
download it?
I might. I mean, I'm wondering, okay, so I pre-ordered the $90 version off the PlayStation Network. It comes with 2 sets of DLC straight out of the gate, or as soon as they release it, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm worried that, if the cap is only level 20 or 30, within a matter of days, people are going to start capping out. And how soon do they start releasing content?
Do you feel that they're doing that?
I'm gonna say a month or two.
Okay, hey, you've done the story, you've capped out. Hey, go do the Crucible stuff while you wait for the next add-on. Like that's what I feel is why like they may have decided to do a short level cap or a small level cap, is to get people doing that and then go to the Crucible. Yes, Darman.
Yeah. As someone who has not read as much into the game, can you explain to everyone else that's watching what the Crucible is?
PvP.
That's basically the
Can I explain
multiplayer. Yeah,
the
Josh.
PvP stuff, right?
It's
Where
basically
everybody's going around like Blood Gulch, having fun, killing each other.
Well, I think,
Capture the flag.
Josh, I think there's a story to the Crucible, isn't it? Like that's why they're calling it the Crucible instead of just multiplayer.
I haven't read too much into that part of it.
I don't know. Well, I think it might just be like they're kind of like in Halo 4, where the multiplayer was just training grounds on the Spartan 4 ship.
Yeah.
I think that might just be kind of similar to what it's doing. It's basically their multiplayer. It's capture the flag. It's hard point or domination.
Playing Call of Duty.
Iron.
All of the game types that we know and love and remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
We know-
Halo stand out.
What's different, I'll say, is my stuff from the single player. So my weapons, my gear, all that, my level goes with me to the multiplayer.
If we don't get to play oddball, I'm going to be annoyed.
Griffball.
Griffball, yeah.
So here's what I heard. I was listening to a podcast that had an IGN guy, a staffer on it, that went to Bungie and spent like 3 days. He said that he'd seen, some of the devs level 30 characters, which makes me think the initial cap is going to be level 30. He'd also mentioned, I totally lost my train of thought.
Wasn't me.
So
I didn't
Shaggy
distract you
said.
this time.
Well, and I have to ask this too. Bungie is bad about giving their developers cool-looking armor.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe that's some of it? Like, because I was it in the Facebook group where you commented that? Because I've read about this recently, so I think it was from you that was saying something about like you had some friend that saw Bungie's level 30 gear and it was so freaking awesome.
Yeah, that was that guy, and he was saying like they had spikes and furs and all kinds of crazy wild stuff that you couldn't get earlier in the game.
That sounds like Bungie.
Yeah, so like I'm wondering, like, are they going to have a flaming helmet equivalent for this game?
Mode for the Spartans. I can't remember what it was. There was like one especially for the mods.
Yeah, well, Halo 2, I think it goes back that far. Bungie guys, yeah, but what was it? Or was it Halo 3 where it started with the flaming helmets?
Halo 3 had the flaming helmets.
Okay, so it was Halo 3, and then Halo Reach had the thing where if you had a certain pre-order, if you got like the big expensive one, you got the flaming helmet, and then Bungie workers had a blue flaming helmet.
Okay.
Actually, everyone had a chance to get the blue flame helmet on Bungie Day. I believe it was 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
They had a promotional thing where if
Yeah, I
you
remember
bought
because
the game,
I think that was wasn't that kind of the big, like Bungie saying farewell to Halo, Halo Day that year. Yeah. So yeah, that's. I mean, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Bungie's like, hey man, we made this game. Let's give our characters cool stuff.
yeah, it's something that I really like from Bungie. It gives another extra incentive for all the developers and everybody else that works on the project together. And I think it's something that kind of can give players something to work towards, saying, hey, if you want something like this, get good at making games, get good at this game and understanding how the game works, and maybe someday you can help contribute to the project or to a new project, or you can come to us with a whole new idea.
Maybe someday you can hack the texture pack.
Wow.
So I mean, I really don't have much else to talk about the Destiny beta. We kind of covered everything that's in it so far.
Now they're doing maintenance on the servers right now, aren't they?
Yeah, it won't be back up till Wednesday.
Yeah.
Xbox players, I think they get it one day this week.
Okay.
I remember what I was going to say now.
Okay.
What I was listening to about the Crucible, that's spun forever. What I'd heard about the Crucible was that your stuff kind of comes in to the Crucible with you, in that they're going to level balance everything for power, so that nobody's at a distinct advantage because you found this crazy good gun. But say your gun does 10,000 damage, but it also does fire damage or plasma damage or whatever. That effect will come in with you. So your armor and stuff, the look will all come in, and the special effects will come in, but they're going to balance the damage so it's fair for everybody.
Okay.
Probably going to end up doing like Pokemon. Sorry, I had just recently acquired Pokemon. In Pokemon, when you have a level 100, it scales your Pokemon down to 50. All the stats get divided by whatever number, and if you have a lower level Pokemon, I believe it gets raised up to meet the standard as well. So I really like that. It adds a different unique aspect to the game because you can get an interesting gun with a different rate of fire or different spread that you like, and it's not going to be overpowered. It's just going to be different, just like most other shooters. So that's
No
a
ma-
really good balance.
No matter how much they raise him up, unless Magikarp knows bite, I mean, I'm just gonna keep putting him out. Whatever. His splash attack, whatever. I choose you, Magikarp. Hit him with a splash attack.
No, it's so funny with Pokemon. When did Pokemon start? And I think we've talked about this before on there. When did it come out? Like 98?
1999.
Okay. I was 18.
The original.
I was 8.
Yeah,
So, like,
I was 6.
I was just too old to really get into Pokemon, but not old enough to think that stuff was cool. So I was like, whatever, you little kids. Get that garbage away from here. I'm playing Magic the Gathering. So I have never played a I've watched a few of the cartoons, but I've never played a Pokemon game.
Get an emulator on your phone, like a Game Boy emulator, and download like Fire Red or something.
We don't at GUG officially sanction the stealing of ROMs.
Now, if I owned... Oh, wait. Now that I think of it, I did, in a bunch of old games that I bought, have a Pokemon game in there. So since I legally own the game, I can't legally download a ROM.
There you go.
That is true.
My nephews have been over here all weekend. They actually just went home like a couple hours ago. But they are obsessed with Pokemon. They're like 8, 7, and I think 6 right now. And so all weekend it's been, hey, do you know about such and such Pokemon? No. Do you know about this? No. Do you know about this? No. What do you know about the original 151? And they're like, what's that? And so I put out my phone and I showed them a list of all the pictures of all the original Pokemon. And they were like, those Pokemon are so lame. I was like,
You're
are
lame.
you serious? They're like, do you know? And they just listen to all this stuff. They're like, do you know about this realm? Do you know about this region? I was like, I know Ash, Misty, and Brock. Does that help?
I had a Dead Burn Charizard when I was your age.
I told him. I told the oldest. I told him that I was playing Fire Red on my phone, and that I started out with Charmander. He just started laughing. I was like, hey, not everybody has to start out with Squirtle or Blastoise. I wanted some fire.
Before we go down this rabbit hole any longer, like I said earlier, I've pretty much kind of talked about everything that's in the beta. If you have a code and you haven't checked it out, come Wednesday, check it out. Or they might still be giving out pre-order codes, even though I hate pre-ordering video games because it's not necessary. You don't have to pre-order games to get it.
But you get special content.
Yes, that'll eventually come out
for free, like 3 months later.
Yes. Let's not go down that. Let's not go down that rabbit hole of talking about how GameStop's evil. Does Josh or Joe, do y'all have anything else to add about the beta?
Well, I think that when the new DLCs come out, I hope that they'll have more level. They add more level to it when the new DLCs come out. That's what I hope, that when the new DLCs come out, they'll do that.
I'm just praying for a PC expansion.
That'll never happen, sir. Bungie is not a PC developer.
Why did they hate me so?
You can find
Bungie.
You can find an Xbox port.
Besides, go play your Dota.
Dota 2.
You know what?
Hey, you know what?
Go apply to colleges under an LOL scholarship.
I'm fixing
League
to
of Legends.
quit my job and have 5 other friends move into this apartment so we can start training for Dota and win, because I want to win $5 million that the team that won the International Day got.
Or Ryan, you could get a college scholarship to play LOL.
No, I like playing a real game called Dota 2, not that piece of garbage League of Legends.
Hey, I like League of Legends.
Thank you. Thank you
Shots
so much,
fired.
Ryan.
Shots
the hand
fired. All right, let's
We're gonna
just end
start a
the
war.
recording.
I think we're going to end on that note. We might have next week might be talking about how much Dota
Shots
is greater than League of
fired.
Legends.
No.
So yeah, you can look us up at geeksundergrace.com. We have changed the name of the YouTube page for some of you that might have been confused of not seeing cross console gamers. Google finally released their tyrannical hand and allowed us to do name
Tyrannical?
change. That's what I said. You didn't.
Tyrannical?
No, I said tyrannical. You just the internet.
Because the internet.
Yeah,
It's a good album.
yeah. Joe, you're also on Twitch. What is the way they can find you that way?
Joe Knoweth Games. That's the name of my channel. So pop on over and watch me stream.
Yes.
He actually is very entertaining to watch. I've spent a good 5 minutes watching him before.
I appreciate that.
And Josh and Darman can both find, as long as myself, can find us on Geeks Under Grace. Mostly you can find me on the YouTube channel. I haven't written a lot.
Yes.
So with that note, what's up?
Yeah, hopefully in the
I
I don't know if he dropped his phone or something.
You know what's funny is he's actually at work right now,
Yeah.
recording on his phone. I really kind of hope his boss just walked in the door or something.
So what are you doing? Nothing.
Oh crap!
Oh, my phone crashed. Okay. So we will not wait for him to come back.
All right.
And so with that, until next week.
Look
we'll
out
see
for
you.
Cinema Stadium on Thursday,
Yep.
episode 2.
Yes. We didn't do last week just because we had other stuff, personal stuff. So yeah, check that out on Thursdays. We friend us on Flickchart. That's how you'll see our lists grow as we rate more movies.
Yes. I still need to friend us on Flickchart.
All right, guys. So on that note, see you next week.
Adios.
Bye.
Go forth and game.